Okay, so Catherine just explained to you how to break down your question into smaller terms. But how does all of this apply when we're searching, and does it really make that much difference? To answer this question, we're going to have a look at Google Scholar. First, type in your question. I've simply removed the instruction to discuss and limited it to the social perspective. This brings up a lot of different results. But how useful are they? Well, a quick glance at the titles tells us that most of the results are irrelevant, and this is because the search engine is searching for the words as a group, but also individually. This means that there are way too many articles here to dig through to find a relevant one. So how can this be easier? There are a few different things that we can try to get better results. The main ones are using quotation marks, synonyms, Boolean search terms, limiting date ranges, using related articles, and citation chaining. Let's start with quotation marks. If we put the search in quotation marks, like so, the results will only include pages with the exact words in the exact order as the ones within the quotation. This is useful when we want to search for artificial intelligence and avoid results about intelligent people with artificial legs. However, as you can see, this can sometimes narrow your search down way too much. So, now that's out of the way, we know we need to search using key terms rather than full sentences. And as we've discussed, a good way to do that is to use synonyms. Here's a list of synonyms and key terms from last lesson. For example, a synonym for artificial intelligence is robots. Let's try it. Simply searching for robots brings up way too many results. Therefore, we do need to combine our search terms. One way to combine terms is using what we call Boolean search terms or search operators. Search operators are used to combine terms in different ways to expand or narrow your search. There are three main operators. The first is and it does a pretty self-explanatory job. And will combine a search for two or more terms. For example, we might want to search for positive effects and robots to focus our search on this one area. Using and will narrow the search. The second operator is or. This search will search for any source using any of the combined search terms. So in our case, we could search for robots or artificial intelligence, and the database would return any article with either robots or artificial intelligence. This is useful when we want to combine different searches, for example, positive effects and robots or artificial intelligence. As you can see, these results are more relevant to our assignment question. The third operator is not, and this can be used to exclude certain terms from your search. For Google, this is usually indicated by using a dash symbol. Think of it like minusing the search term from your search. So we could use the same search but remove the word stroke from the result, like so. So those are our Boolean search terms, and, or, and not. There are also a couple of other ways that we can narrow down our search. If I search robots and employment, a synonym for jobs, we see a few references here that could be useful. However, a closer look reveals that the most recent one is from 1999, which isn't great. So let's limit the date range to, say, from 2015. Now we can see a few more articles that have quite promising titles. There are two more ways of furthering a search. Along the bottom here, you can see a number of different options. The two we're most interested in are related articles and cited by. If we look at the related articles section, we can see a whole new range of search results that we didn't have before. The second thing we can do to further a search is the cited by button. This button allows us to do forward citation chaining, which brings up all of the articles or books that reference this article. What we see now are a number of articles that, again, look relevant. So, there you have it. Now we have a variety of different sources that we might be able to use for our essay question and a number of valuable search strategies. To recap, they were quotation marks, synonyms, Boolean search terms, limiting date ranges, related articles, and citation chaining. Happy searching!